What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers third-party review, and today we're taking a look at the UTGO2, the Sharkies by Unique Toys, and these are a set of 3 that you get together. So if you really only want one, you know, split it 3 ways and they'll be like $30 a piece, which isn't terrible considering what they are. So as you can see, 2 of these guys are exactly the same and one is a different color purple. In my mind, this guy's the leader of the trio and these 2 are just there. Now I've also have the repro labels on here to give them a little bit of a distinction. I like it. I don't think they're completely necessary, but I did like the looks of it. Now every single one of them comes with a gun. I've only got one out because there's really no point in transforming all 3 of them. I'll do 2 of them so you can see there is a slight difference between the leader and the other one, but I'm not going to transform all of them. So, and then each one also has the little mace tail thing here. Now your articulation in this mode is pretty basic. You got the up and down of the arms. By articulation this moves, so it would look kind of silly, but I suppose you could. A nice jaw, which the back of the robot mode's head is hidden in there, and you can see he's kind of got a lasers built into the back of his head to give the him some laser whatever, I don't know what you would call it, voice. Down here you got a nice range of motion on what is the Sharkticon's leg. It's on a ball joint. You do only get this much in and out just due to the design, but you get the full 360, and then you also have the inner ball joint here. This one's a little bit tougher to work with because you can't really bend it backwards because of how the cut is. The toes won't be the right way, but yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good, and I find myself, I put these guys on my entertainment center, and I find every time I walk past I feel like picking one up and messing with them because they're easy to transform and they've got so much personality. So let's stop talking and let's actually get to transformation here. We're gonna pull off the tail here. Oh, and before I go on, one thing I do recommend is these are shoulder pads for the robot. I recommend taking just a little bit of super glue and getting it in there and fastening them and the horns on, because they do fall off all the time right out of the box. So a little bit of glue and you don't have to worry about losing that. You do end up filling in the screw holes here to take these guys apart, but I don't really think that that's too big of a problem. Anyway, on to the actual transformation, like I was saying. So we're going to take these and we're going to lift them up like that. He's saying, come at me, bro, you know. We'll come down here to the back of the Sharkticon, and you kind of flip this whole piece forward, and you can see we got his head in here. And then what we do is take this bottom piece and it's going to flip out, and you can see how it kind of exposes his legs. Just kind of take these, flip these on out, flip this on around, and then we can take this and close it up. Make sure his legs are all the way down, and you see you got the 2 tabs here and the hole here. You just kind of put this together and you flip the jaw down and flip the head out, which does flop easy, but once you get it up there, there is a click, so it locks into place. Come back down here, flip his little feet around here like so. You can kind of do whatever you want with the little shark arms on the back. Yeah. I forgot one thing while we had this guy open. Let me disconnect this again, because I forgot to take these shoulders and rotate them down to the other side so you can see how one is up and one is down. And I'll show you the second Sharky so we make that clear. There we go. Now we can close this on up properly. There we go. And the plastic feels really good. I was really quite worried about the plastic, and good friend Bobby Skullface, he told me don't worry about it, it feels really good. So flip up the toes, flip out the little shark Decon hands here. I don't know why I said flip out the shark. Flip out his hands. And there we go. We got a little shark Decon here. And he's just full of so much personality. I love this little guy. Tiny, tiny little legs, big upper body. Totally forgot leg day at the gym or something like that, but he's looking awesome. You can, of course, give him his little tail club here if you want, or his blaster pistol, whatever you like. I just keep the pistols in the box because there's no place to store them in his robot mode. Now you can see this particular one does have a bit of a loose ball joint here. His hand kind of flops around real easy. Easy fix, just a little bit of clear nail polish in there. That'll take care of it. But yeah, he's just awesome and full of personality. For articulation here, of course, like I said, nothing's really changed, so we only get a little bit of side to side, but the full 360, because of the ball joint, your elbow is fully pivotable and works just like an elbow would. No wrist articulation, but that's okay. That needs to be fixed. Head is on a ball joint, so you can look up, you can look down, you know, well, to an extent, but he can do pretty much all that. The legs ball jointed with a upper thigh cut and a knee, and then the actual toes, or the foot piece, are on another ball joint here. So let's take this, and we'll put that gun back in here real quick. Now the only thing I find is that because his feet are so tiny, he can be a little bit tough to make stand. Let's get a whole 360 here, just because he is a little bit back heavy. It hasn't been too big of a problem, but on my desk it does have a little bit of a back lean, so he does have a little tendency to want to fall over. And quick look at his face here. You can see he's got a little smirk going on there. So I love it. Little personality touches. So let's actually get this guy done. Let's do another just so it's clear. So we'll flip all this stuff up and out of the way. Take his little tail club off. Crack open his little eggshell. Like that. Flip the feet on out. Flip them all the way down and around. Like so. Flip the legs the other way. Close this. Close that. Oops. Do the shoulder first. And you know what? We might as well swing the head on up and lock that into position. And then when this is all situated properly, everything will close on up. We'll flip the little Sharkticon toes on in. Pull the little hands out on both sides. There we go. Flip his head around. And there we go. This one has the more stern look on his face. I kind of prefer it over the little grin, but the grin's not horrible. We'll give him his weapon here. And yeah, he's done. And you can imagine a set of 3 of these guys on the shelf is just really a lot of fun to mess with. There's lots of interesting things you can pose them and make them doing to other Transformers on your shelf. These guys are kind of like a little, in my opinion, a little wrecking crew, and I love them. So these guys are packaged in their actual robot mode, so I might as well show you how to get them back into the Sharkticon mode in case you want to follow along on your own. So we'll start by taking the hands here and of course pushing them back up in place. We'll then come down here and we'll open up his chest, flip this piece, flip this all the way around, flip the legs, and then tuck them on in, kind of like he's sitting down here is really the best way you can describe it. And then when you, let's come back to the front before we do that, we'll flip his head around and unlock it here so it's kind of loosely dangling in there. And once you have that, you can now take his feet, and they should sit up there so they're at the top of his mouth here. And we'll come down here, we'll flip his shoulders back the proper way, like so. Lock all this on up. I wish there was a better locking mechanism for the head when it was in this mode. It does kind of flop around, but it's not a huge loss, I guess. I just wish it was something there. So take that, we will open up his little toes here, and we'll close the arms like that, and then just plug this right into the back. And there we go, back to a Sharkticon. So, takes only a couple seconds, and they're just so much fun. And if you missed it from last week, there they are next to Bumblebee. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I highly recommend the Sharkticons over the Alicon. Alicon's cool, but these guys are just so much cooler. And like I said, you get 3, so split them with 3 of your friends and get them for 1/3 of the price. So, this is T2RX6. I'll see you guys next week.